Hey guys, welcome. And today's mindset vlog, we're going to talk about when was the last time you spent some time by yourself. It doesn't necessarily mean that you maybe go on holiday somewhere, but when did you take a few days out just for you? I feel like in this day and age, we're constantly distracting ourselves with things, either with TV, with our phones, with social media, gaming, finding the next bit of instant gratification to sort of give us a dopamine boost in our systems. And we don't want to be bored. When we're bored and when we actually alone with ourselves in our own minds is when we can actually think of our best ideas. It's actually when you can sort of reflect on things, actually just sort of understand yourself a bit instead of distracting yourself so much that you're not even thinking about those things, and maybe you don't even want to think about those things, and that's why you're constantly distracting yourself. The longer you don't think about things and the longer that you keep them in your system, the more problems it's going to cause for you and the more sort of mental health issues it will create in the future. So for me, best things I did was traveling alone. I mean, at this moment in time, I'm not completely alone, but one of the main times I can reflect on when I was alone was I found lots of problems with sort of my work life, about what I'm doing, why I'm doing the things I'm doing, and I decided to take myself away. I went to Croatia for a couple of weeks by myself and just sort of travelled around just in search of sort of answers to my questions that I had, and I found that a really powerful time. Some of us think that like spending time by ourselves is a bit of a waste, or it's either you're too worried to do it because you feel like you always need someone there rather than being by yourself. But let me tell you one thing, when you're happy with being by yourself, when you don't need anyone around you, is when you're the most powerful, because you feel like no matter what situation you can sort it out. And I kind of found that in sort of Croatia by myself, traveling around. It was all very daunting to me to start with because I hadn't traveled in Croatia by myself before. But when I did it, I just felt really good. I felt really powerful, and I felt a sense of freedom and a sense of adventure. Because usually if we're with other people, we don't totally get to do what we want to do and be selfish with our own time. When you're with other people, it's tend to sort of do what they want to do, or you sort of compromise, which is normal, but sometimes you just need to take yourself away from that. And also when you're with other people, you never get to tend to sort of just think about things. You're always getting distracted with one thing or another. So it's kind of great to just take yourself away from everything and just be alone for a bit. Another time that I spent alone was I was with my ex-girlfriend at the time. She had a conference with her work to go to Norway. I decided to book to go there as well, as I'd never been there, and I thought it was quite interesting, and it was part of like a ski resort there. This was like March last year, and during that time Corona just hit. The conference kind of fell apart. Alright, okay, so I can't go there anymore, I need to stay in London, I need to work there. And I was like, right, okay, so I've got a booked place and I've got a booked flight. So I've got two options here: cancel the flight, cancel accommodation, because it's a country I've never been to, and why would I go by myself? Or should I just bite the bullet and just experience something new? And I thought about it, and then I thought, you know what? This is going to be a great adventure. This is going to be something to talk about. It's going to be fun. So I was like, I'm going without you. I'm going by myself. So that's what I did. I went to Norway by myself. First day, I remember I was on the ski slopes in a foreign country, skiing down slopes, getting lost, walking around with my skis off because I'd went off piste, and I was walking around for about an hour or two. So for everyone who knows how misfortunate I am, I've just gone off the ski route and I'm lost, and I've been walking around for about half an hour in these, trying to find the slopes to sort of get back to the start. And I don't know if any of you ever walked without your skis on. It's bloody hard and you can't get very far very fast. And during that time I was just like, what am I doing? I'm in a foreign country, I'm skiing by myself, I'm lost. I felt quite down on my first day. I felt like, what am I doing right now? I managed to find my way off that off-piste. I managed to find safety down below, which was great. I went back to my apartment, I reflected on a few things, and I thought, you know what? Pull yourself together. Pull yourself together. Tomorrow on the ski lift, you're going to find a friend and you're going to have a good time. So, next day, my task to start speaking to people on the ski lift to try and make friends. And that's what I did. I spoke to this guy, and then from there we started skiing together. Spent quite a lot of time skiing with each other, which was good. He was from another country. I think it was somewhere near Germany anyway. But we had a great time there. After that time spending together, skiing together, learning more about skiing, as I'd never had a lesson before. But I had some practice in France with myself. I never had a lesson ever, but just learn as you go. But I've learned a few techniques off him. So that was great. We still talk to each other now over Instagram every now and again. And then the evening came and I thought, oh, well, I'll go for like, the beer is expensive in Norway. It's like at least sort of 10 euros for one pint. And like being by yourself, you don't really want to go and have the unnecessary expense of spending, 10, 12 euros on a pint of beer and then another sort of 15 for a burger or something. But I thought, you know what, I'm just going to go to the local bar, check it out, have a beer there and see how it goes. Had a beer there, had some food. There was this guy sitting in the corner. He was just sort of on his phone, drinking a beer. When he came over to the bar, I was speaking to sort of this guy from Czech Republic, I think. And he was really, really drunk. So he was just repeating himself over and over again, as you know what drunk people are like. He was quite interesting, but got quite annoying towards sort of the end. But this guy was sitting in the corner, he came over and he was like, oh man, you should come sit and chill with me for a bit, we'll talk. So I grabbed my beer, started talking with him. We spent like hours talking to each other, got proper deep into conversation, and it was really, really good. Pints were flowing, but didn't mind. It was just, it was really good experience, and it wasn't like surface level chat, it was proper deep chat. From then on, we pretty much spent the rest of the holiday together. We went to he took me to parties in Norway. We went to different like sort of VIP events where we were trying to get me snuck into them because he was visiting for some sort of there's a ski competition anyway. I can't remember what the name is. It's called X something. Anyway, that's irrelevant. But there was parties for them, people that were the organisers, etc. And he got me into some of the parties, which was great. And I met quite a few new people. And we had a good time. I'll never forget the time when we were sort of sleeping in a room. He had like all his sort of people all in one sort of one house that they were all sharing. On my last day, I didn't have an apartment, so he managed to stop over there. But while I was sleeping, I just remember the sound ka-ching, ka-ching on his phone, and I was just like, "What are you doing? Like, turn your phone on silent." He was just like, "I can't mute the sound of money, bro." He'd made 3,000 euros on poker that night while I was sleeping, while I was trying to sleep anyway. But the guy is hilarious. We still talk now, and I will plan to see him in the future as well. But anyway, from that story, I like to say that just sort of, you take yourself out of your comfort zone. You might be feeling a bit down. You set yourself a task. You do what you set out to do. You manifest those things into your life. You're finding friends, doing this, doing that, going out to explore. In Croatia, it was all about finding myself, finding purpose. I'll move on to that in another vlog, as it's going to be a big video on that topic. And this one was just more about sort of exploring new territory, finding new friends, and just being in that totally foreign country. In Croatia, I can speak some of the language, so that's not a problem. But in Norway, I didn't know what language they speak there. Luckily, they speak quite a lot of them speak English, so it is very useful in that kind of fact. So I wasn't totally out of my comfort zone. It was a different country. It was somewhere I'd never been. It was really cold. It was just out of my comfort zone, but I did it. Now, going back to things, you don't need to potentially, go on holiday to find some answers. Maybe you should just, if you live in England, you could spend a 3-day trip out sort of like, in a local national park. Get yourself just a hotel room to yourself and just spend some time to yourself. Try to avoid being on your phone. Try to sort of think about things, sort of answer some questions, answer your whys. Find time to just reflect on everything, on your life, on your job, on your relationships, on your health, on your mental health. And maybe, if it comes to sort of work, you might just have a breakthrough of some sort of idea. You might see something by yourself as you're walking and think, wow, that'd be a great idea to sort of incorporate into something I'm doing now. All these kind of ideas come to me. And when I'm spending time by myself, I'm constantly thinking of things I want to do, millions of ideas. If I could implement all the ideas that come into my brain, then it would be amazing, but that's just not the fact. But at least some of my best ideas come when I'm like driving a car by myself, listening to a podcast, spending time by myself. They don't normally come with other people, or when I'm distracted with a film, or when I'm distracted with social media or things like that. In this mindset vlog, I just want to sort of push you to spend some time by yourself, to sort of enjoy time by yourself. And if you are comfortable with yourself, you won't need to feel the need to rely on your partner or something to prop you up, because you're stable with yourself and you're happy with yourself. You don't need someone else to make you feel better. And a lot of people get into relationships because they feel the need that they're missing something, that they're unhappy with themselves and they need someone else to make them feel better. But all you're doing is leeching energy from that other person. You're just leeching the positive energy. Whereas you should create the positivity yourself and then sort of reflect that onto everyone else. Because usually, if you start leeching energy from someone else, that will turn them more negative. If you're feeling negative and you feel like, I need a partner to make myself feel better, you get the partner, you start leeching their positive energy from them, start getting them to support you because you're not happy with yourself yet. They'll soon turn negative and they'll soon start to sort of resent you, and you won't have a good relationship. The main focus is being happy and focusing on yourself and being truly happy with yourself. And then that's when you find a partner which then just improves that positivity, and hopefully you can improve theirs, and you bounce off each other and you create something special. So yeah, that's it for today's vlog. Hope you found some of it useful, hope you found it insightful. Any questions, leave me a comment below. Don't forget to smash the like button and don't forget to subscribe too. Have a great day and spend some time with yourself. Cool. Take care, guys.